Good morning, guys. All right. Let's see how my positions are doing. Guys, I'm gonna do a swing trading special on crypto today. So in case I forget, remind me in like 30 or in like 40-50 minutes, so I don't forget. Not much follow through from the stuff I bought yesterday. I rebought Twilio half size midday when it's after it pulled back, it built another higher low, so that's kind of a bullish sign. So I kind of anticipated a breakout on it, but it looks like it's gapping down today. What broker? I don't trade crypto, but I've been using like Qcoin, Coinbase, Binance. I've had several different ones. I still have several different ones. It depends on if I'm trading. I do have like some investments in crypto. I don't really trade them. I've had them for years. I've had Bitcoin and Ethereum and for years, and then I had some shitcoin that went to zero, or even a couple ones that went to zero. I should just stick to trading. Investing, not my thing. You know you're a bad investor when 50% of your investments go to zero. Oh god. Oh yeah, I haven't posted on Twitter. Thanks for the reminder. I don't think I posted yesterday either, right? I haven't posted on Twitter for a while. Jesus, I need to up my game here. No, I mean actual crypto, not the stocks that are crypto related. Tupperware, if you bought it when it's trying to break out a couple of days, you probably should still be in it, because it hasn't violated the lows of the day of the breakout day yet. And on the 60-minute, oh wait, no, actually you should not be in it because it took out the lows that day. Yeah, it actually, if you bought the breakout, it actually took out the lows of the day. No, you shouldn't be in this thing at all. You should have bought it, sold it the same day. Pre-market scan filters, very simple. It's just this. It's just dollar volume. Dollar volume, a million or whatever this is, 10 million. I don't even know what this is. And price percent change at least 7%, and that scan I run on the pre-market Gapper watch list. That's it. Just volume and like 7%. That has to be up at least 7%. Very simple. How do I feel about overstock today? I don't see a setup there. I think it wants to go higher. It's building higher lows. You know, there's no setup, no long or short setup there. Workhorse, you know, Workhorse, should have bought it yesterday, like high 15s, low 16s. That was the entry. It was perfectly building higher lows. But yeah, I kind of missed it. Whatever. Zoom, there's no setup on Zoom. LAC is just pulling back to support. This is normal. This is good price action. Pulled back to the rising 10-day. And if it can build another higher low here, that would be a good thing. This is just normal price action. Pullbacks are healthy. Yeah, I manually look through pre-market movers. There's no way to do it automatically. No, at least not what I know. Workhorse, yeah, maybe there was a leak or something. I don't know. I just know I kind of missed it for now. I mean, you know, I don't know. Man, if this thing goes to like 25, 30 now, I'm not gonna be in a good place mentally. But you know, we'll see. See here. There are some setups that look interesting. This SC is taking out this range on the 60-minute chart. It's built a channel here. I don't know. Is it a buy here? I don't know. Run is starting to set up nicely. Save, not yet. The one I'm really getting excited for is AMD. This thing is really getting tight here. And it's also very, very liquid. One of the most liquid stocks, so that's nice. Yeah, because Workhorse had a solid setup. Overstock is just a very extended stock. Like, where's the setup here? It's just straight up, like, where's the base? Like, it's not surfing the 10-day, it's not surfing the 20. It's way above all these moving averages. Workhorse has been going sideways for like 2 months. It's been building higher lows. It's, you know, it's coming off a solid base. You need to be able to identify setups, guys. You need to get an edge. There's no edge buying Overstock here. But there was an edge buying Workhorse yesterday coming off a solid setup. For those who haven't watched my swing trading school videos, you need to do it ASAP. You need to do it ASAP, man. Because a lot of you are, so many of you are trading these random things, and you know, you're gonna blow up eventually if you trade random things. If you trade without an edge, you're not gonna be in this game for long. That's the difference between Overstock and Workhorse. Doesn't matter that Overstock is making higher lows. Like, there's no good setup here. It's just an extended stock. You can't just randomly buy things. You're gonna blow up. Holy shit, SC is breaking out to new highs. Oh my god. Piece of shit stock. Oh, why? Why? It is breaking out of a solid setup on the 60-minute. Like, this is the type of stock it could make like a parabolic move. I don't know. VIX kind of broke out yesterday. I would have, if it had closed a bit stronger, I would have bought it. Now it's kind of grinding higher. I don't know. Why is there this weird strength in RCL, but not CCL and NCLH? Why do they want to buy up RCL? I don't get it. It's always tricky when you have a whole sector, but only one stock is strong and the other ones are sluggish. You're like, okay, it's so much easier when a whole sector is showing strength at the same time, and then you just buy the strongest one or the best, setup in that sector. It's a bit tricky, Like RCL, I mean, it looks great. It looks amazing, but I don't know. I bought some SC. We'll see. This thing looks like it wants to go to like high hundreds. Or maybe not. Shopify starting to break too. Like SC is not really a good setup. It's like a post-earnings type of a... Like it's kind of taking out the opening range highs from yesterday, if you like look at the 60-minute chart. Twitter is starting to move. Let's see if yesterday's breakouts can have some follow through. Okay, Shopify is moving. I bought 3,000 shares of Shopify. This thing looks good. Like it looks really good. Like I mean, this is just, higher lows all the way, and now it's having a little bit of a range break. You know what? I'll buy more Shopify. I'll buy another 500 shares. Okay. So now I have 3,500. Spotify is moving. Okay. Starting to see some movement. A bunch of names. Man, this RCL. I'm passing on RCL. There's so many growth stocks breaking out. I'm just passing on those stocks in the shitter. VIX is... Oh, this one is looking good. I'm passing on Wix also. Spotify. Oh man, this thing looks so good. This thing looks so good. Damn, Twitter is starting to break too. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just one of those days. Looks like I'm gonna get stopped out of SC. So I can probably buy something else. Okay, I think I'm getting stopped out of SC. Or maybe not yet. Oh, it's a nicey stock. Ooh. Be gone. Wait, Shopify is fading? Oh, come on. Are we gonna do that again? We got the early breakout and then a fade. Like has been the theme lately. That's just annoying. Okay, SC, I got stopped out of this. Whatever, it was a bad setup. I shouldn't have traded it. It's just a random extended setup. Ah, I deserve to lose money on it. Gotta buy stocks that are coming out of basis, not something that's already extended. That was stupid. Damn, maybe the cruise lines and airlines were the play today. These things don't look like they're gonna fade. CRSP 5-star setup yesterday. I passed on it. It was too thin for me, but you know I've been stalking this thing for a week or so. But it just didn't break out on the volume, on high volume, like I hoped it would. Moved my Tesla stop. I'm trailing it with a 10-day. This market, no, this B makes me want to hit myself in the nuts. I guess you missed B, right? That's how it feels. Trading is easy. Guys, I got into Tesla at 15.20. What are you waiting for? Follow the sell rules. Do you know the sell rules? After 3 to 5 days, you sell at least a third or half, and then you use the 10-day moving average. Why are you asking me that question? You know the sell rules I've been trying to teach you guys. Desktop trading platform, use DAS Trader or what's it, like Sterling. Those are never down. Interactive Brokers platform is good too. That one is never down either. Damn it, Shopify. That breakout didn't last long. That's, it's been a little bit tough swing trading market. Some swing trades have been working really well, but there's been a lot of shakeouts, like a lot of them. Like some have been like W that I bought a few weeks ago. That one has been like a home run. JD a couple of days ago has been a really good one. BE from last week was a really good one, and then there's just a lot of them have just shaken me out or just had failed breakouts. So it's kind of hard to gain any ground in a market like this. It's just the fail rate has been quite high lately, a little bit tricky. But that's how it is, you gotta endure these tougher times. Or not these are not tougher times, but compared to how second quarter was, this is like a pain in the ass. That's the worst market ever. When you get a lot of good setups and a lot of them don't follow through, that's the hardest market. Like a market that goes down, like tanks, is a much easier market because you don't get any setups. You can just, you don't even, you do your scans, you don't see any setups, you don't even have to be at the computer during the trading day. But in a market like this, like there's a lot of good setups, but many of them just fail. That's a little bit tough. Like well, VIX wasn't really that clean of a setup. Shopify. Okay, nice. I took a $70,000 loss on Shopify. Yay. That one failed. You could say that one failed. Yeah. A lot of these growth names showed some strength and now they're fading. Spotify is gonna stop me out. Yeah, Calyx is setting up in a nice way. Yeah, FSLR looks okay. The only breakouts not fading are the airlines and cruise lines. Spotify is gonna stop me out in a second. This double YAD from yesterday, I'm tightening up the stop on this thing. I don't trust it. It wasn't like a, it was maybe a 3-star setup. It's kind of extended, Gonna use a very tight stop on those ads. Let's see, did I get stopped out of Spotify? Oh yeah. Spotify and Shopify. JD looks great though. BE looks great. Bought this Rocket recent IPO yesterday. This one looks decent. But yeah. So far I'm down 180k on those 3 stocks. SC was kind of unnecessary. I shouldn't have bought that one. I don't know why I bought it. But Spotify and Shopify were really good setups. Those I don't regret. Sometimes, trade just doesn't work. Like my fail rate is 75%. So, most trades are gonna be losing trades or break-even trades. This is what a good breakout should look like, It should go up, it shouldn't like pull back or anything. It should break out and just go straight up, and preferably just follow through several days in a row without any pullbacks. This is like what a 5-star setup looks like, and 5-star follow through. This is what a breakout should do. You don't want a breakout to pull back or anything. You just want it to go. Like if a breakout pulls back, there's a high chance it's gonna fail. So Shopify pulled back, but there's still a chance it's gonna build another higher low. Like, if it builds another higher low, reclaims the range, and maybe goes sideways for another day or two, the setup is gonna be really good. Like that's the key. Shakeouts and failed breakouts, they can be a good thing because if they build like higher lows and set up again later. So now we have to wait for that. Spotify too, so far it's building a higher low. They just weren't ready to go to. Oh my god, UAL, Jesus, these airlines and cruise lines. Oh, RCL, man, why didn't I buy it? Yeah, I guess I bought the wrong ones. AMD is starting to break lower. Okay. Looks like we're having some rotation again. always calculate my position sizes depending on the liquidity of the stock, the strength of the setup. Like Shopify, I did a much bigger position than I did on Spotify because I thought it was a better setup. And on some stocks like BE, I only have a fairly small position because it's a very liquid stock. But usually, I put like 10, 15, sometimes 20% of my account in a stock. Like BE, this one has been a home run trade, but like half, but it's like maybe 5% of my accounts when I bought it. Now I obviously sold some. Overstock is setting up for a short for tomorrow. If this thing can close strong and like gap up tomorrow, that would be really, really nice. Man, these airlines and cruise lines, I missed that one. RCL breakout on the 10th. Yeah, but there was no real setup. It was just coming out of a channel. There was a better setup on it today. Like there was kind of setups we're looking for. Like these range breakouts, it wasn't really surfing any of the key moving averages. Sometimes they can work, but it's not really the main type of setup we're looking for. But absolutely, it's one type of setup. Fastly looks like it's bear flagging here. Looks like it's getting rejected on the 10-day moving average. Like if it doesn't break down today, I may watch it as a short for tomorrow, because if this next support is the 100-day moving average, that's like 27% lower. That's quite a bit lower. Holy shit, Shopify, what an ugly reversal. That's what stops are for. That's why you don't second guess, you just get stopped out. Stops are to protect you. Selling some of this RKT from yesterday. This thing is having some nice follow through. Nice follow through. Also selling some BE. It just keeps going straight up. IGV not really ready to go yet. It's getting tighter, but probably it should probably shop around in this channel for another week or two. This is why all of these stocks having big reversals. IGV, a lot of the stocks, software stocks are just reversing. Obviously Nasdaq too, I guess. Yeah, Nasdaq too. Alright, time for patience. The market is telling us something, Stocks are telling us something. Gotta listen. But some of the stocks I'm in are acting really well. Like Tesla is totally unable to pull back. The Zillow I've been in for a few weeks, it looks really good, can't pull back. Beely, this one is pretty decent. Twilio from yesterday, this one gonna stop me out, I think. Pinterest, I still have my initial position from the earnings day, and it's building a base here. It's building a nice base. W, so far it's strong. JD, wow, what a champion. Wow, this thing's gonna go to 80, 90. Tupperware, what did it tell me? When? Yeah, well, LL, yeah, had a breakout here. Absolutely. Looks good. Now Shopify had a sharp reversal, but still, look at on the daily chart. This thing looks very intact. Series of higher lows. Like if it can have a sideways day tomorrow, it could be like a 5-star setup for Friday. So you gotta look at them, The leaders, Shopify is a leading stock, and it's still acting good, even though it's down on the day. This is what institutional stocks do. Like they pull back and then buyers come in on the dip. This is why you get these higher lows. Those are signs that there's demand for the stock. Versus something like, I don't know, Roku, right? This thing is not building higher lows anymore. Like it's just in a sideways channel. This is not a leading stock. The 10 and 20 day are now sloping down. It has lost its short-term momentum. Now it probably needs some news or something to get moving again. Oh man, the solar stocks, EMPH, Run, SCDG, FSLR. Man, these things look good. Oh man. Oh, GRWG short reversal. I don't know, maybe. Look at these apps. If you bought this 5-star setup, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Big move, okay, pull back sideways. In this case, it stopped surfing it surfed the 10-day, then 20-day for a while, but then it kind of, went sideways a little bit further. But then it started building higher lows and a tight range, and broke out of this range, right? This is a 5-star setup. And now, you should have sold, a third or half on day 3 or 4 or 5, and you would still be in half or 2/3 of your shares and trail this thing with the 10-day moving average. This is why you always trail some, because now and then you're gonna catch these stocks that double or triple in a short amount of time. Those are the ones that are gonna make you rich, okay? Those are the trades that are gonna make you rich. Everything else is just a grind. You gotta find those home runs. The home runs are gonna make you rich, okay? Most of the time, trading is just a grind. Like 70-80% of the time. But now and then, the market gods bless you with a home run. All you have to do is identify the setups and follow the rules. That's it. Facebook. Facebook is a really good setup. Very slow moving stock, but yeah, it's a very good setup for this type of stock. But you should no one here should trade Facebook. It's just too slow. What about Target earnings? Yeah. Damn, there's so many alerts going off. What's going on here? ARCT. I am looking at some of the solar names like Run and EMPH. They're just consistently showing strength. I don't know. I think I'll do like EMPH. I prefer EMPH. It looks tighter. I had a better setup here, but I don't know. I'm a bit unsure. Yeah, I mean solars are all FSLR, SPWR. Yeah, the whole sector is breaking out. SCDG is not very strong today. Guys, EMPH, there's been short seller pieces on it since many years back. I'm gonna show you EMPH. Here, Prescience Point, back in July 2018. Here, we believe stock is worth no more than $1.01 per share. Okay, this hit when the stock was $6. Okay, 2 years ago. Okay. And there's been several hit pieces since. Citron hit it here, September last year at $24, $23, right? There's been several hit pieces, and now look at the stock. Here, Prescience Point hit this, the same firm that said the stock is worth $1.01 at $6, hit it again here at $46. I mean, these guys know nothing. Like, you know, for trading purposes, maybe it's a scam. I don't know. But the market apparently doesn't agree. Just follow the price. These hit pieces are just, you know, GSX2. Like, if you had just traded the setups, you would have made money. GSX2 was hit by both Citron and Muddy Waters. And then, boom, went up in a couple of months, went up 300%. These hit pieces are, you know, it's just a waste of time. Most of the time. Sometimes these guys nail it, like Muddy Waters nailed a stock back in 2011, day 2 of my trading career. Forest. That thing went down 90% in 2 days and was delisted. It was a total fraud. So sometimes, you know, these guys are, you know, able to do some really good stuff. But a lot of the times their short theses are just weak, and, you know, they're just weak. Okay, W, so far it's surfing the 10 EMA on the 60-minute chart. This thing is just, you know, incredible demand for the stock. DraftKings, I bought it yesterday. This is not the kind of setup I'm teaching you guys. It's a bit of a slower, longer base breakout, but I bought it. Tesla, green on the day now. Now a lot of things are acting good. We got the morning... the shakeout after the morning strength. That has been the theme the whole week now. 3 days in a row. LK, yeah, LK was a good one. They were, at first LK went higher, but then it crashed. Yeah, sometimes they are really good, but many times these short sellers, they're just so wrong. Like Shopify, like I think Citron hit this thing when it was like $100 or something. Here, Shopify, a business sturdier than HLF. If the company has 2,500 plus merchants and 20k advanced, who are other 470k merchants. Target 60, being generous. So Citron hit this thing at $115 with a 60 price target. What, 3 years ago? And now this thing is over $1,000. Like, oh man. If you're gonna short something, you better make sure it's real fraud. I mean, like these, you know, it's just not worth it. You're gonna get run over. Space, there's absolutely no setup here. Yeah, a journalist from Wall Street Journal wrote to me on Twitter. He wants to do. He wanted to chat with me about my Kodak trade. Hey, I'm. Yeah, it's kind of insane. Wall Street Journal, man. What the fuck? Who would have thought when I posted that video on YouTube? I have to do my stupid fucking trade on Kodak. Like that tweet went fucking viral. I think I got more interactions on that tweet than on all of my tweets put together over the past 5 or 6 years. And I also got contacted by another newspaper. But Wall Street Journal, that's just insane. I'm gonna see if I find the tweet. Here it is. Wait. But he hasn't responded to me yet. I emailed this guy, but he hasn't responded to me. Here. Wall Street Journal. Not every day. Yeah, people like big numbers. Oh, everyone in the channel, hey, don't do it. There's gonna be so many clueless people. Remember us when you write your book. You're going mainstream. I was here before you got famous. Well, I don't know about famous, but hey, look. The chat will be a mess. Well, I have moderators. Like, if the chat will become a mess, I'm gonna mute people left and right. Like people who don't just follow the rules. Like I've been really nice and patient for. I'm still getting asked these basic questions. Like this, that I get asked every single day. But I'm gonna I need to put something on my Twitch page. I need to have like this command that shows. I've been lazy, but I'm gonna get it fixed. It just takes time. I'm too lazy. People like losers, yeah. Timeout, yeah, well, yeah, I was thinking about like a temporary mute, but I guess it's called timeout. Include your buy and the Wall Street. He's probably just gonna quote me on like a couple of. It's like he's gonna do an article about me. He's just gonna, you know, probably just get a quote or two from me, like, oh, a guy that lost 1.5 million, you know, blah blah blah. He may not even mention me, you know, like my name. I don't know. I have no idea. A gambling addict, a friend of Isildur I, lost about almost 1.5 million gambling on Kodak. If you get on Wall Street Journal, Jack Swagger will notice you. Holy shit, if I can get into the Market Wizards books, that's like a dream of mine. I love those books. Oh man, if I can get into the next... I mean, the next one is coming like in a few months, but in the one after that, that one is probably gonna come in the next 10 years. If I can get into the next one, that would be awesome. It's not a full page. It's just gonna be like an article on Kodak, I guess, and you know they just want, you know, some people who traded that stock, I guess. But it's oh, PDD, man, this thing looks good. Oh man, I don't know, man. It looks good. They have earnings in a few days. But the China names are all showing strength. I need to. Like, it's been building higher lows too and into this range. So I'm gonna risk. So it's up about half of the average daily range for now, almost a little bit more than half. So it does qualify. Flat Earther loses 1.5 million in Kodak stock. What about that? How about that? Oh man. Hey, at least I'm not an anti-vaxxer, right? Oh. Oh man. Hey, no one can be perfect. Nobody's perfect, okay? We all have our flaws. Okay? Just have to accept that. Yeah, W is acting really well. This thing is really good price action. Pinterest, it's kind of starting to break on the 60-minute chart. but I'm not gonna add to it. It's just not a clean setup now. And now a lot of stocks are acting really well. But the Spotify and Shopify, these things are still deep in the red. Or at least Shopify. Spotify looks a bit better. We'll see how they act. NVAX, if this thing closes strong, I'm gonna cover it. What's Kodak doing? Kodak, I didn't see it at first. I saw it afterwards, I think. But this thing did did something. Yeah, this thing what? Tripled? No, doubled intraday. Had 1, 2, 3 halts on the way up and 1, 2 halts on the way down. Interesting. And now the airlines and cruise lines are fading, and the growth names are starting to pick up the steam. You know, it's or actually not all of them are fading. Some of them are. Okay. Trading is so easy. Everyone can do it at home. Wow, Kirk. Look at this. I'm telling you guys that have small accounts, you have an incredible edge. Like, it had a good setup here. It had a good setup here. And now look at it. You know, this thing is a double, triple from those good setups. Like, especially, like, look at the ADR, 12.5%. Okay. You're not gonna get this type of a move on a stock like Amazon or Facebook, low ADR stocks. You get doubles and triples on high ADR stocks. This is why I want you guys to use ADR of at least 5 or 6 in your scans. Like, I can't trade this thing. Like, I can't even put 1% of my account in this thing without pushing the stock up 10%. Like, it's impossible. I just can't trade this thing. But you guys with smaller accounts, you have a big edge. If you just learn the setups and develop your own rules, or just understand what the rules are for and why, you know, you can make so much money. Kumo. Yeah, it's a Mark Minervini pump. No, it's failing. I guess he's selling it now, right? But you know, key is to see if it builds higher low. You know, if you bought it, your stop should be the lows of the breakout day. And right now it looks like it's finding support on the rising 10-day. Well, Tesla has a high ADR, or not that high, but 5.8. That's actually pretty high for a mega cap stock. Not a lot of mega cap stocks have this high ADRs. For example, Nvidia has about the same market cap, but this thing has only 3.3 ADR, while Tesla has 5.8, almost twice as much. Kirk, entry 729 or 730. 729 was the entry. That's when it broke out. 730 was just a follow-through move. This is where it broke out. What about Spot? I've been talking about Spotify the whole day. I already got stopped out of it. It looks good. It just failed the breakout today. Oh yeah, crypto swing trading special. Yes. I'm gonna do it in 3 minutes. I'm just gonna do a few scans here first. This EBS is setting up nicely. If you just can get a few more days of sideways, that would be a really good setup on EBS. This thing has insanely good earnings also. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna set up the I'm just gonna start with Bitcoin. Like I'm gonna show you, like, you know, with these techniques you can make money in any asset class. Like they all move the same. Like you get the exact same patterns. Like exact same patterns I'm teaching you on stocks. They work on crypto too. I'm gonna do it in a sec. Yeah, guys, you know, you know. There's no need to front run other chat rooms. We don't need to know that. Like, let them buy this thing. Like, let them do whatever they want. Let's focus on setups. Let's not focus on what others are doing. Like, it's a large cap stock. Like some small day trading room, they're not gonna move this thing much. Yeah, CWH had a setup a few days ago. Yeah, following through now. This is exactly what we're looking for, you know, a big move, pull back, and then it starts building higher lows, and it surfed above the 50-day, and then it built higher lows, had a range here, broke out of that range, and now it's following through. This is a 4.5 star setup. Yeah, I talked about it last week and earlier this week. Twitter is now starting to move too. Okay. How does Twitter? Like it's been relentlessly building higher lows. That's you know what Twitter reminds me? Twitter reminds me of like here back in May 2018. It wasn't as clean, but it had made a move. It was relentlessly building higher lows, and then it just, you know, started going and, you know, started speeding up and went like, you know, went up like 40% in a couple of weeks. I think Twitter could do something similar here, but this is a better setup in my opinion. And I think it has a catalyst too. Like, we know that they're working on a subscription model. I think that's the catalyst for this thing to fuel it higher. They don't have the earnings to fuel, but they do have that catalyst. Just the expectation of future profits. That's, you know, that's really what the stock market is all about. It's all about the future. But we'll see. We'll see. Pinterest is breaking out of this range here. Twitter. It's a slow stock. None of you should trade it. There are so many better stocks for you guys to trade. I have no choice to trade this lower ADR. It's a higher price liquid stock. Like for me, it's perfect. But none of you in chat should take this thing. Not a single one of them. Unless you have many millions in your accounts. Don't even think about it otherwise. GRPN, no. It had a semi-decent setup yesterday. Now it's just in no man's land. Okay, I bought 100,000 shares of Twitter. Let's go. FLGT, no, it's not a. There's no setup here today. AXU, Nah, it's not a very linear stock. It's a choppy small cap stock. Just avoid choppy small cap stocks. Like large caps, you can sometimes, okay if there, some choppiness, but small caps, you should absolutely no choppiness at all. DraftKings, don't trade DraftKings. It's not the type of setup. Yeah, it's too early to enter. BLDP. Now I'm starting to get these random stocks again. Guys, before anyone puts more setups here, go look at my swing trading school. Like these, there's no setup here. The setup was 2 days ago. Neon. Now Neon is a good one. Neon is a good setup. That's a really good looking setup. Yes. Wallenstam is on fire. Wallenstam also gave a good setup like yesterday or 2 days ago, like a really good one. Wallenstam is gonna make millions. Mobile. Yeah, it's a decent setup. Maybe not a momentum leader, but it's a good looking setup. It is. If you got it like no higher than say 610, you shouldn't be buying it here, but. Run, but did it trigger? Run never triggered, in my opinion. You want them to start moving a little bit higher, like take out the previous day's highs, etc. Snapchat, this is a slower one, but it's kind of triggering. Man, now things are starting to move. Okay, fuck this thing. I'm gonna do a crypto. Where did that window go? Here it is. Okay, let's start. Bitcoin. Okay. By now you know what my setups I'm looking for, a stock that has made a big move, then gone, like stocks and cryptos and all asset classes, they move like stairs, okay? This is how they move, generally. They make a move, then they go sideways or pull back, make another move, go sideways or pull back, make another move. This is like how stocks move, right? If you study any stock that's up many 100% or thousands of percents over many years, this is how they move, okay? They move in stairs. So our job is to buy it here. Our job is to buy it here, right? Our job is not to buy it here, not to buy it here. Our job is not to buy it here. No. Our job is to buy it at the exact time it starts to build the next step higher. This is, oh, what the hell happened now? This is our job. Now we're not gonna be 100% correct. My win rate is 25%, but the key is all about small losers, big winners. Okay, this is what we're looking for, right? And then you get the moving averages: the 10-day, the 20-day, and the 50-day. The leading stocks keep surfing those moving averages. And that goes for crypto too. Let's look at Bitcoin, okay? Now this thing made a move. This is back in 2012, okay? This is like early. So back here it was very liquid and unknown. Pretty much no one knew about Bitcoin back here. But this is where it pretty much started making a move, okay? Look at this setup. It makes a move, goes sideways, finds support on the rising 10 and 20-day moving averages, gets tight, has a breakout. Okay? Then you get like another, little bit of a stair step. Like in my opinion, there was no good setup here, but you get another breakout. Okay? Then you get another one, another stair step. Look at this, higher lows, goes sideways, gets tighter and tighter, surfs the 10-day, another breakout. Okay? And then it kind of goes sideways for a while. And here again, after a while of shop, it starts surfing the 10, 20, and 50-day, gets tight, a breakout, a range break. Look at what happens to it. And then you get like these smaller stair steps like here, 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 here. In my opinion, these are too short to trade. But look, you could have used the 10-day moving average, right, as your trailing stop. Look at the move you would have caught. Look at this thing. It never closed below the 10-day moving average. This thing was a 10 bagger, more than it went from what? This breakout here, 1340, 1350. It didn't close below the 10-day moving average until this, like, you know, it went absolutely parabolic. Like, you know, you wouldn't be crazy to sell at least some into strength, but it didn't close like until, you know, it went to 260 almost. That's like almost a 20 bagger. It also had this is a very good setup, okay? Here it actually went sideways for a while. This is a high tight flag. It serves the 10, 20-day moving averages, gets really, really tight, okay? And this is like a 5-star setup. Like this is like a perfect one. And even from this setup, it goes up like what, 400-500% in a month, right? And then it has a period of shop, you know, pulls back to the 50-day, starts kind of building higher lows, then it fades. You know, it made a huge move, so, you know, needs to digest that move. Then it kind of starts trading again, like there's a potential setup here. Not a very powerful one, I mean, this move isn't that big. But, you know, builds another stair step higher. Fails, comes back into range, breaks out of this range. You know, look, it gets tighter. Look, the 50-day catches up to the price. Look at how tight it gets, and then breaks out of this range. All you have to think about are the 10, 20, and 50-day moving averages. And again, here, again, perfect breakout. It serves the 10-day moving average, goes sideways, boom, breakout. Look at this thing. Like, look how powerful this thing is. Triples, quadruples in a few months, right? And then, you know, makes another big move, then it, you know, fades back, kind of, you know, does nothing for a year or whatever, 2 years. Here it kind of finds a trend again, but I really don't see a setup on it. Then it kind of shops around for a while again. And now, you know, now it starts moving again, and this is when you start looking for setups, when it makes a move, big move, and the 10, 20, 50 start moving higher, right? This is when you start stalking for a setup, and here it is. Here it is, look. Literally the next day we got a setup. Look at it, look at how tight it is. But it's in a really tight range. It's tighter and tighter, and when the 10-day catches up, that's when you get the breakout, right? Now this thing, you know, pulled back, didn't double, triple, quadruple, but was still a decent trade, right? And now it kind of shops around for a while. Here it finds a trend again. And, you know, there's like a potential setup here, and this is not like 5-star. Here it gets really tight, kind of breaks out, a little bit not as clean. Like here, it has a shakeout below the 50-day, has a leg higher, goes sideways, tight range, that serves the 10-day, another range break. And then here, I don't really see a good tight setup. Like this setup was really not tight. Like look how loose it is. Now it would have worked, but you know, you look for tight setups. Here, I would have wished another couple of days of sideways for a tighter range, but you get another breakout here with higher lows. It's just not as tight as I would have liked it, but you know, it worked. Didn't make a huge follow through, but what year is this now? We're at 2017. This wait, I need to check what triggered. KC. Okay, this one had earnings yesterday. Okay. So you know, here's a potential setup. I would have preferred maybe another couple of days of sideways. Like these setups can be traded on any asset class, and this is, you know, the burst of the crypto bubble, I guess. No, 29. No, never mind. Yeah, that was the bubble move. And here again, you know, makes a leg higher. This is not that clean of a setup, but there's a setup. It kind of serves the 20-day, takes out the tight range. Not really that great of a setup, but you know, here there wasn't really. Maybe here, not really a clean setup. You know, sometimes, you know, stocks go higher even from bad setups, but your job is focused on, you know, good setups. And now, you know, it's kind of moving higher again. Took it leg higher, and now it's kind of, it had a failed breakout 2 days ago, pulled back, and now it's surfing the 20-day. Look at this thing. Today it found support on the 20-day. Maybe next week or later this week we get a setup. The range here is still intact. It's building higher lows. You have a range here. And you know, Ethereum, same thing. It moves pretty much the same. Not exactly the same, but you know, there's setups here too. Wait, Ethereum doesn't have more trading history than this? Okay. Like you had a flag, oh, this is wide and loose. That's not a good setup. But here is a good setup. Like it just keeps surfing the 20-day, right? Puts higher lows, the range gets tighter, and then you have a range breakout. Like this is a 5-star setup. And look at what it does, you know, big move, doubles in just a couple of weeks. So, you know, these, you know, your job is to identify these setups. Like all, you know, these setups are gonna appear they've been appearing for the past couple of 100 years, and they're gonna probably appear for the next couple of 100 years. This is how stocks move, right? They move in stairs. You can clearly see, you know, we have one step, another step, then you have another, you know, step. And Bitcoin has more trading history, so this one has more steps. You can just clearly, let's look at a weekly chart. It's easier to see. Oh wait, what? BTC USD. They move in stairs. Your job is to identify the next stair step. Well, actually, weekly chart is kind of a long time frame, but you can clearly see it. Like you have a step higher, or like you know, one step. You have a second step. You have a third step. Obviously, you have one step. You have a next step. You have a next step. You have the next step. Next step. It's just like a stair. Your job is to identify the next step just when it's about to break out. Okay? You're not gonna have a 100% win rate. You're gonna be wrong most of the time. But once you catch something, a move like this, you know, you're gonna make back 50 losers in one trade. And that's how you make money. All right, enough for the crypto special. Okay, let's get to Viva. Yeah, it had kind of, it's just a very choppy stock. This thing never has a good setup. It just kind of keeps grinding higher. It's a very tough stock to trade. It never has very rarely has a good setup. Or actually, well, it had some good setups over the years, but you know, it's just, I don't know. Like it's kind of like it has an up day, down day, up day, down day, up day, down day, and somehow it still manages to go higher. Like some stocks are a bit tricky. Viva is one of them. Another one is like Now. Another one. It just keeps going higher, but every other day is a red day, but somehow it still manages to go higher. You know, you can see, it's made a decent move here, but every other day is a red day. It just keeps, you know, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, but it just keeps building higher lows. Zen is another one of these stocks. Like look at the March lows. Like, you know, it's made a big move, 80% move, but like 50% of these days are red days. Just very tricky. And then you compare something like Fastly. Like when this thing moves, it moves. Or something like Tesla. When this thing moves, it moves. Or something like Shopify, right? When it moves, it moves. Or AMD. Those are the stocks you want to trade. You need to be able to identify those, you know, beforehand. You know, it's gonna, you're gonna be able to do it in, you know, over the years. It's gonna take a while, of course, but. HZMP. Yeah, it's starting to set up. Absolutely, looks like a good one. We can go sideways for XRP. XRP USD. Ripple. Yeah, it's building a potential base here. But it's kind of lagging Bitcoin and Ethereum for now. But Ripple, yeah, same thing. Oh, yeah, it's, you know, had a breakout here from a short base, made a big move here too. Another stair step, boom. But Ripple hasn't really made any big moves, so there's not many setups on this thing. Litecoin. Let's see, TCUSD. Litecoin hasn't had that many setups either, but you know, same principle. You know, this thing has very short, you know, flags, so kind of hard to catch it, unless you invest in it. But this one, you know, had a nice little breakout here from tight range. Didn't have much follow through. This one, yeah, you know, the same principle applies, just as stocks and any asset class. Net. Yeah, Net is kind of a shoppy-ish, or was shoppy-ish until it wasn't. Like, Net was really shoppy, but, you know, I got stopped out of it a couple of times. I know I bought it, like, here, and I think here, and I got stopped out, and then it finally went. It got tighter and tighter, right? And then it finally went. And I sold it. Where did I sell it? I think one of these days here. But yeah, it's getting tighter and tighter. It's a little bit choppy, but you know, the tighter it can get, the higher the chance of a breakout. Whoa, whoa, Twitter had followed through. I didn't even realize that. I have a huge position in Twitter. It's by far my biggest position. It's even bigger than JD. JD was a pretty decent position too. Now I sold a tiny bit, but wait, I should probably sell some more JD. So I'll sell just a tiny bit. Like, my sell rules are a little bit different than you should use. You should stick to the 3 to 5 day sell rule and then, you know, trail the rest. TVTY, I don't know. It's just a random name. I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, look, it can work. Absolutely, it can work. VIR looks like it's having a weak day today. So Riot undercut the 10-day, but so far it looks like it's building another higher low. This is a crypto-related stock. Oh yeah, NVAX I'm probably gonna cover today. I'm gonna use break even as my stop on this thing. If it closes like this, I'm gonna cover it. This thing should break down. It looks like it's building a base here to go long maybe next week. Look at this. It needs to break down below that 140. But looks like it's just building higher lows and building a base for a long. We'll see. Yeah, JD, and now I'm moving my stop higher. JD is a little bit of slower stock, so I'm gonna trail the 20-day moving average as my trailing stop. Just because, you know, it's a lower ADR stocks, I use the slower moving averages. Like high ADR stocks, let's just say 5-6% plus, I use the 10-day, and lower than 5-6% ADR, I use the 20-day. But you should stick to the 10-day because you're only supposed to trade fast-moving stocks. Yeah, Pinterest trying to break out again. PDD, nice. AMD, yeah, it's still tight. Thoughts on Alcoholics Anonymous? Yeah, he could work. Alcoholics Anonymous is breaking out. It also had a really good setup here. You know, it made a decent move. Like you can clearly see it. You know, had a step higher, sideways, step higher, sideways, and then you had another breakout. There was a tight range, higher lows, surfing the 20-day, and now it's trying to go again. It's been building a series of higher lows and taking out a range. I like Alcoholics Anonymous. It's like a 4-star setup. Okay, so ADR on TradingView, is the one by Alpine Trader the one that's correct? Because I need to put it in my FAQ. Can anyone confirm? Correct? Okay, I'm gonna put it in my about page. Those of you who are new, you should go and look at my about page. All your questions are gonna be answered. If you read that, can some moderator, or actually I can do it myself. I can just link it. It's also linked in my on my Twitch and my Twitter and everything, and my YouTube, and it's everywhere. You'll find it. You need to read it. ADR% in TradingView. Okay. Alpine Trader, Alpine underline Trader, am I correct? ADR%. Yeah, okay. All right. And there was someone also created it for Thinkorswim. A Turkish guy, Murit. Yeah, I was tagged on Twitter in those tweets. I need to find it here. Yeah, Murat Ilgar. Yeah. Okay, yeah, there it is. Yep, I found it. Here it is. Here's the ADR for Thinkorswim. I get asked it all the time, but I'm gonna put it on my ADR or on my about page. That tweet. All right, let's see here. Okay, I just updated my about page. Oh, Twilio was very close stopping me out today. Or well, kind of close. I think the setup looks, pretty good. It's building higher lows. It's kinda, if it breaks this 254 area again, I think it could be good. Tesla is just relentless. This thing can't go down. Wow, Twitter, holy shit. I was thinking about doing like 70, 80,000 shares, but then I'm like, I'll go for 100. Nice round number. Very happy I did it. I'm risking 65,000 on this trade. JD, wow, look at this thing. I like, this is what a 5-star breakout looks like. A slower ADR stock, but you know, like slower stocks need to go sideways a bit more. Like this thing was surfing the 10-day, then it started surfing the 20-day, then it the 50-day, but you can clearly see it's been building higher lows, and then it broke out on earnings. Earnings breakouts. If you get these earnings breakouts that don't gap up 20%, this one actually only gapped up a few percent, and it kind of pulled back out of the gate and then took out the highs of the day. Like earnings breakouts can be really powerful of solid base. You don't get them. You maybe get a few per earnings season, but on liquid stocks, and you have to identify them. Like I'm trying to be better, but this one I nailed. I bought it in pre-market, got stopped out, took like an $85,000 loss, but then I rebought it and a bit higher. And a good setup. If you get shaken out of it, you need to be able to rebuy it, as long as it's like your stop doesn't get too wide. But you need to be able, like on Spotify, this one shook me out, but if it triggers again later today, I may not buy it because I already bought a bunch of other stuff. I don't really have the buying power, but if I had the buying power, I would have to rebuy it because it's a good setup. A little bit of slower stock, but it's a good setup. Yeah, GRWG. You know what? I'm gonna start to watch it for tomorrow, because now it's starting to get a little bit higher price than getting some good volume. Like I like it when these stocks that go straight up, when they go straight up, they try to pull back, but the pullback fails and they keep going straight up. Like that usually sets up for a better short. But starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start watching it. Especially if it can go to like high 20s by tomorrow. That would be really good. It's still kind of not very liquid for me. Like I'd like to trade something like this with 150,000 shares, but it's just not liquid enough for me to do that kind of size. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do small size if the setup is really good. Where would I buy spot? Highs of the day. Arvol? What's Arvol? Arvol, a good proxy for ADR. I don't know what Arvol is. A relative volume? Volume buzz? But that has nothing to do with the average daily range. Volume and the range are completely different things. Range in price? I don't really know what it means. Is it one of those indicators when the volume is horizontal instead of vertical? Like I really never got charts like that. I just don't get them. I don't know if there's any value in those type of indicators. I don't know. Maybe there is. Like if you learn how to use it, but I don't know. It's like times average volume over. But you don't need that as an indicator. You can just see it visually. Can't you see it visually? Like for example, like the 60-minute chart. Let's take an example. Like, Twitter. Like look at the volume so far. like you don't need any indicator to see that today is probably gonna be an average volume day, right? You can just clearly see the volume on this breakout, big volume. But maybe it's high resolution. I don't know. Yeah, it's the same thing as volume bus. Okay, yeah, someone already mentioned it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's something you can use. I don't well, actually, wait. Yeah, here, like I do have volume pulse in my watch list, but I never really use it. I never really use it. Like I usually just visually see if a stock has above average volume or not. Sometimes it's tricky on large caps, but sometimes it's very obvious on many stocks, especially like smaller cap stocks, because they trade a bit differently. They don't trade as smooth. You get these big volume spikes, and then the volume is dead for several hours or the rest of the day. While like large caps, you get like some trading all the time, like Tesla, trades all the time throughout the day. Yes, it usually has like a higher volume at the open, at the close, but it still like trades a lot like during the day. Same thing like stuff like AMD and Shopify, etc. Like, so those can be a bit trickier. Good for day traders? Yeah, sure, probably. All right, I'm gonna do one more scan and then. Oh man, Melee. This thing is up 27% since I sold it, and it's up 58% since I initially bought it. Yeah, sometimes they're tricky. Like, on Melee, I use the 20-day moving average as my trailing stop, and here on this day, I got stopped out of it. Like on this day, I kept it because it closed strong. It did close below, but it closed kind of strong. So then I was gonna use this lows of this day as my stop, and here on this day I got stopped out because it looked like it wanted to go lower and test the 50-day, and now it's straight up since. So stocks, trading is hard. You're gonna get shaken out. It's gonna happen all the time. Yeah, and I can tell you, like, the day trading is just most of the time like waste of time. Like this SMB, that prop firm. I mean, this was like a couple of years ago. I saw like a video, like their best trader makes like 300K per year. Like, that's a guy who's been trading for like 20 years. If you've been trading 20 years, you should make 300K a week, not per year. So that's another confirmation that day trading is just not gonna cut it. If you wanna make big money, you gotta swing and position trade. Day trading is just so hard. Close to 10 million this year. Well, they upped their game, I guess. Then they're up their game. Yeah, well, this year has been easy. Like, this year has been incredible opportunities. Like, this year has pretty much more opportunities than any year since like year 2000. So I guess that's why they've upped their game too. Short the bear. Is he on Twitter? He's 21. He's up 6 million. Wow. But where is he? Where is this short the bear? Oh, mad ass chat room. The short bear. I like his bio. Here. 16,350 plus hours studying markets. Like he keeps track, you know. This is what you have to do if you want to make millions. You gotta put in the hours, studying setups, you know. Yeah, he's a German guy. Not bad. 6 million is not bad for a 21-year-old. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's one of these short traders. Yeah. Nice. 6 million on the year. That's a good job. Damn, I need to up the game. The guy is 11 years older than me. Sorry, younger than me. And he's made almost half of what I made this year. That's not acceptable. Can't have a 21-year-old. I need to up my game. I need to up my game. What the fuck is this bullshit? Yeah, I'm gonna crush this guy. I'm gonna crush this guy. Just kidding. Just kidding. 12 million? Yeah, 12, 13 million, something like that. Hey, look. A million here or there, who cares? Once you get to the double digits, doesn't really matter anymore. Why hasn't the Wall Street Journal guy responded? Like he wanted me to email him, and I emailed him, and now he hasn't responded. Fuck is this? Yeah, the Kodak loss. And also, you know, I've had a lot of losses this year. Hey, my average yearly profits, it doesn't matter. You mean percentage? Over 200% after tax and after fees. Before tax, before fees, it's probably like 300%. That's how you know, take a few thousand into tens of millions. You gotta have triple-digit percentage years. We went to chunk folder. Should I tweet him? Maybe I should tweet him. Hey, check your chunk folder. I really wanna be in Wall Street Journal. What can I say? I'm fuck Wall Street Journal? No. No, I want to be in Wall Street Journal. Ever thought about... No. Because all the countries without the capital gains tax are kind of shit countries to live in. You know? So, not really. Singapore? They don't have any... Really? But do I want to live in Singapore? I don't know anyone in Singapore. Wait, Switzerland doesn't have a capital gains tax? Yeah, time zone is really tough when you're in Singapore. Yeah, now save. Yeah, look, these airlines and cruise lines are failing again. We got an hour, actually not even an hour, we got 30 minutes of sector rotation. Oh man. Or actually the other ones are holding up. Which one didn't you buy? Wall Street Journal or Playboy magazine? Is Playboy magazine still a thing? It's not what it used to be. No taxes in Eastern European countries, but I don't want to live in Eastern European countries. Maybe Estonia, my native country. I think they have 20%. I could live there. It's close to like where I live now. It's like 45 minutes by flight. 40 minutes. Or I could take my boat just over the Baltic Sea. 5 hours with boat. But the problem is my current boat, it doesn't have the range. I need to buy a bigger boat. Yeah, well, I'm definitely not moving to Saudi Arabia. You know, there's no way. What the hell would I do in Saudi Arabia? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna die from the heat. Like, I like the sun, but, you know, I heard rumors that Saudi Arabia is really hot. Can anyone confirm that Saudi Arabia is a really hot country? Philippines? No, but it's a tough time zone. Cheap beachfront property in Beirut? Yeah. What data packages? I don't know. I just have the platinum. I don't know. I can't see anything here. I just have the platinum thingy. I don't know about data packages. Yeah, maybe I should just open a start a company in Nesta. Yeah, I need to check it out. I'm, you know, why pay more taxes than necessary? I've been lazy. I'm too lazy, that's my problem. That's my main problem. I have never traded Forex. I probably never will. Matador as setup. I guess it looks decent. You know, higher lows. It's not the fastest type of stock, but you know, it's grinding higher. Commodity related stocks, so these are always a little bit, you know, tricky. But yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Come to South Africa. No, I took my account from like 4 million or 4.5 or something to, yeah, I'm at like 17.5 right now, so. Man, I'm so close to 20 million. I need something big. I need a couple of $1 million trades. Get to 20 million. That would be nice. Nice round number. I like round numbers. Yeah, 4 to 17 this year. No, AAL is American Airlines. AA is Alcoholics Anonymous. With 20 mil, I'm gonna trade. What am I gonna do with 20 million? I'm gonna trade and make it 50 million. What must, guys? Now you're asking, guys. Go read my about me. It's all there. My starting capital, all that stuff. Plug. Well, yeah, it's just a straight up. Unfortunately, yeah, I missed this one. But I'm in BE. Yeah, plug. It had a, you know, okay setup here. I was really hoping for 1 or 2 more days of sideways, and here it had kind of a, you know, these types of setups are a bit tough, right? You know, when they pull back a little bit too much and it looks like a broken stock, and then they kind of have a setup. Like, you know, I've always struggled with these type of setups, but it worked, and you know, it's up 65% since. Do you sell no, I don't trade options. Guys, go read about my about me. Don't ask me any questions unless you read my about me on my blog. No, AA is an Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a company traded on the US stock market. Just kidding, Dean. I know it's Alcoa. I know it's Alcoa. I'm not stupid. What you gonna do with 50 million? I'm gonna trade it and turn it into 100 million. How long till 50 million? A couple of months to a couple of years. If I go by past returns. But past returns are not indicative of future returns. So who really knows? It all depends on the market. How is it to be a millionaire? It's fucking awesome. What's the difference in me and everyone else who's not making millions? Yeah, study time, setups. The people not making millions, they don't have a setup. They don't have a profitable setup because they haven't studied the markets. I like the fly better. I use them mostly for earnings. I think the fly is better on like how they set up their earnings news. But you can get like Seeking Alpha. Like Seeking Alpha is for free. What drives me to keep trading? What the fuck would I do else? Like what would I do day in and day out? Like what the hell would I do? Like I need to do something, right? Like what would I do? Like I mean what else would I do? Tinder? Coding and backtesting. Maybe some tweaks for you. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't really care about that. Everyone's so into backtesting or this mechanical backtest. It's just you know, look. I think just they're trying to get a shortcut so they don't have to put in the hard work. If you can find a good setup, a computer sure as hell is not gonna find it for you. I know Sweden sucks 8 months per year. It really does. Where again, guys, go to my about page. Like, also I probably go to my YouTube. There's a lot of swing trading school videos there, and also my about page. It's all there, or actually, it's not all there. I'm gonna put some stuff there. I'm gonna update it. I need to put the swing trading school. Yeah, start by reading about page. I'm actually gonna update it right now with the. Let's see, setup. I probably need to create a playlist on YouTube. How do I do that though? Oh, playlist, here it is. Guys, can you check if this link? Oh wait. If this link goes to my swing trading school watch list, swing trading school on YouTube, does that link work? Yes, okay, great. I'm gonna put it in my Portnoy is knocked out. What does that mean? What happened to Portnoy? I don't follow him anymore. All right. No, my TC2000 is in no way connected to my trading platforms. It's all just manual work. Doku good entry now. Does it look like a good setup? One, like, is it good setup? Two, is it breaking out? I usually keep my positions until my stops are set. Potential head and shoulder. Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, ignore head and shoulders. Head and shoulders is not gonna make you any money. All you need to focus on are these like channels, these types of flags, or these types of flags, or these types of flags, right? This is all you need to focus on. Head and shoulders, you can completely ignore it. If you want to make tens of millions, you don't need to know what the head and shoulders is. You can just ignore it. Just focus on good long setups. All you need to know. You're gonna see head and shoulders everywhere. Head and shoulders is it's a very specific pattern that's only valid the very very rare cases. Like 95% of the head and shoulders patterns are just failures. Yeah, it's a shampoo, exactly. Anytime someone says head and shoulders, you need to think of the shampoo, okay? You don't need to know anything else. Here comes rant. Yeah, here comes rant. I know. I'm telling you. You know, anyone says HNS, you need to think about this. If anyone says HNS or Head and Shoulders, okay, this is what you need to be thinking of. This is what you need to be thinking of. You need to be thinking of this, okay? This is Head and Shoulders. There is no other thing. Anyone says Head and Shoulders, you go take a shower. That's all you need to know. And then you trade good setups and make millions. Boom. Exactly, it's a sponsored stream. I'm doing free advertising. Well, Doku is setting up. It's setting up, like, you know, I mean, you know, it has also, you know, like, you know, something like this. It's been kind of building higher lows. You know, ideally it goes sideways 3 to 5 days here, builds more higher lows. That would be like an ideal setup. So wait, why is Doku a bad setup if it held that? I didn't say Doku is a bad setup. It's building here. Like it had, you know, like it's building a setup here. I don't think it had a maybe setup here when it, you know, kind of bounced off the, actually, you know, before it hit the 50-day. Like a maybe setup. But now, you know, if you didn't buy it here, you know, you need to wait. It's building a base, okay? You need to wait. Maybe next week. PRTS. No, there's no setup there. Yeah, exactly. I've been advertising Tupperware, Head and Shoulders, BMW. Yes, exactly. I am TERP. I am a TERP. You need to check my swing trading videos. Swing trading school. It's in my about page now. I linked it in my about page. I made a playlist on YouTube. Everyone needs to check those, you know. You need to be, all of you need to be able to identify good setups. That's the only way. Yeah, Brandy Love. Yeah. Fastly, yeah, Fastly's in my watch list. I think it is setting up. You know? Yeah, it's a range here. It undercut the 50, like it made a huge move, okay? This thing went up almost 1,000%. Then it had a sharp pullback on earnings. But now, it's kind of building higher lows. You see this? It's getting really tight. You know, this thing pulled back almost 40%. You know, it's normal for a stock that's up 1,000% in a few months, pulling back 40%, holding the rising support, building higher lows. You know, this is good price action. Maybe for tomorrow could be a good setup. If it breaks out tomorrow, yeah, and I'm looking at a pretty decent setup right now. This thing tried to break out a few days ago, it failed. Now it's been building higher lows still. And now it's trying again. I'm not buying it, it's too thin for me, but you know, it's like a 3.5 star setup. But Fastly for tomorrow, if it can close like this and then break out over like 81 tomorrow, you know, I'm gonna take big size. I'm gonna take a big position. Yeah, you can use average. If you can convert average to range to percentage, that's good. All you need is the percent. It doesn't really matter. ADR, ATR. You know, it's the concept that matters. But if you can convert it to percentage, that's all that matters. Last drop. What last drop? Below the 50-day? It's not broken. If it can break out of this range, it's gonna be a pretty good setup. Okay guys, I'm done for today. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow. Very good questions today.